Happy first day of summer. It's the Tyler Glenn Show, the show about food and fun places in the mayhem of life. Summer arrives at 9:57 this morning. I am so excited. We wait all year long for this time to arrive. At least I do. It means sunshine. It means the beach. It means cold beer and barbecue and time with friends and family and green grass. What does it mean to you to have summer come in today? Oh, just love the heat. Storms, not so much. And we did get some last night. We'll get to that in just a bit. Also, the latest on the Freezy fiasco that started yesterday on Twitter and migrated over to my Facebook page, the fight over Freezies. It's kind of appropriate for the first day of summer. Hey, Manitoba. Boy, if you want to go to Hogtown, Toronto, the big smoke. Trips to Toronto are about to get really, really cheap. Did you hear the news yesterday? Porter Airlines is going to start flying out of Winnipeg. And why do you care? Well, apparently there's another 2 airlines that are looking at flying that Winnipeg to Toronto route. And the more that fly the route, as we say on the show, the more competition you have, the cheaper things get. And so we're looking for some real cheap trips to Toronto starting this fall. So some good news there coming up. Also, the seafood guys are coming to town. We'll tell you all the details on that. We've got Taylor Swift apparently skipped Canada as part of her announcements. I know you might not be a Taylor Swift fan, but it's an entertaining story because the internet exploded when she announced her concert dates yesterday, and Canada couldn't be found. We have the latest on the Titanic submarine, and this is another story that is interesting. It's bizarre. It's a submarine that Quentin and I could have made with Uncle Bo on the weekend with a little video game controller. There's so many angles to this story, and we're going to get your thoughts on it. And we have some developing news in that area, too. Apparently, they may have heard noises, some banging noises from the sub. So this could be good. So as soon as they get rescued, and God hope that happens for them, let the jokes begin. We're going to have so much fun with the humor. It's going to be a good time. But we'll update you on that. And move over Pineapple. We've got a new pizza topping that is taking over the internet, and it's going to be gross for some people, but apparently 9 out of 10 who try it go, man, where has this been? Why haven't we been trying this? And we'll introduce it to you coming up this morning on the show. First, let's take a look outside and the remnants of what was a big storm last night. Boy, the radar is nice and calm this morning after what was an eventful night last night. No word of any tornado touchdown, but I was watching the instant weather guys, and the instant weather guys did a phenomenal job. If you follow my Facebook page, chances are it popped up on your feed, and these guys do what I do, kind of in an emergency situation where they've got all the toys. These guys are not only weather geeks, but they're weather developers. They've got this app. It's called the 3D Weatherverse. And so as the storm was coming across the U.S. border last night into Manitoba, this giant storm, they were able to look inside the cloud with the 3D radar, and you could see inside the clouds like you were flying in an airplane, and the lightning crashing, and they could see the rotations. And I thought to myself, is there such a thing as too much information? Because these guys are freaking out. They're like, oh my gosh, there's rotation, which in the formation of a tornado, there's ingredients. Just like baking bread, it's like, oh, the dough is getting warm. It's starting to rise. Look at it rise. It's getting close. But then, thankfully, to our knowledge, nothing developed. But it did get rather dangerous, apparently. But maybe that's too much information. Maybe we didn't. I thought to myself, it's creating a little bit of anxiety for me here. I'm not going to lie, having all this information at our fingertips. But thankfully, it was just a lot of wind. In the Brandon region, we didn't get any hail, just some heavy rain and some very minor localized flooding in my mind, at least from what I saw. But maybe you saw something different. If it was really bad where you were, please send me some pictures. Just DM me on the Facebook. That's probably the quickest way to get a picture to me that we are going to be able to share on the show this morning. I do want to say good morning to Lindy and Quentin and Tasha, who were in early this morning along with Polar Bear, getting the conversation going. And good morning to Kathleen and to Paul. Nice to see you this morning. And as well, we want to say a special good morning to, I said good morning to Lindy already. I'm just going through our list here. Kathleen is here. Bernice is here. Of course, Misbehaving and Connie. And Uncle Bo is here and Trev is here. What a cool, exciting night last night! Exciting night for everyone. I don't know. I was starting to get like the dog with all my anxiety. I think again it was just too much information, too much weather information. I'm like, oh my god, this thing is like gaining steam, and I don't think I've ever seen that much lightning on the radar. I showed a few pictures on my Facebook page last night, and at times I'm like, holy shit, this is coming unglued. And then a lightning bolt hit about 3 miles south of my house, and I just happened to be looking out the window at that time, and I got like a flash bulb in my eye, like someone had just taken a picture of me. It's just like, and I'm like, oh shit, I can't see. And then boom, like someone had dropped a bomb in my backyard. I'm like, oh shit, there's a big storm coming. Big storm. Good morning, Miss Vicky and Nick Adams. Good to see you this morning. Yeah, Megan and Mavis in Menadosa. How are things in Menadosa? I think it sideswiped you and kind of went towards Neepawa, the big storm from last night. But just a few little puddles lying around this morning. Cindy, it's nice to see you this morning. And another Paul. We've got a couple of Pauls, Paul M and Paul C. That's awesome. Good to see you this morning. Welcome. And a special good morning to those who have just newly joined us on Twitch. I know the journey has been long. Gwen and Derek, nice to see you. I know the journey's been long. I know that it's been tough to kind of do that flip from Facebook over to Twitch or TikTok over. Well, easier for the TikTokers to come over to Twitch, but especially from Facebook. And I know we've got some new Twitchers that have just come over, and we're successful in signing up and getting an account, and we'll just kind of periodically jump in, and I do appreciate that because I know that it can be a little technically overwhelming, but you're here now, and we're glad that you're here, and let's get the day rolling. Ruby's here this morning, too, in chat. Good to see you, and anyway, it's nice to have you, and let's get the show rolling. So We'll start with a look at the inbox to see if we've got any crazy pictures that came in, and I think we should be okay in that area. Again, I'm not hearing anything of damage, reports of any tornadoes touching down, but those clouds were moving big time, big time. And so here is a look at the lightning strikes from last night. Just a few, just a couple. And this storm started to develop just after supper time. And it just so happened that I was on a feed that was connected to Minot, and they were saying, oh, man, like if you're in the Botno area, you need to take shelter. There's this bad storm. And I'm just like, oh, okay, well, I'll open the radar. And then I started watching some TV, and then it's like, I wonder how that storm in Botno's doing. And then it's like this big storm, and it's headed our way. And I'm like, oh, shit, this is coming north. This is coming north. And it was like the faster it traveled, the bigger it got. And then the more lightning. And like I said, look at this lightning. Holy cow. Man, intense. Very, very intense. Yeah, it's good that it sideswiped you. And again, I don't think any reports of damage, but lots of... And the wind, as it crossed the border, instant weather was clocking winds in excess of 140 kilometers an hour. Now, that is at a higher altitude, mind you. But there's, down at ground level... The wind speeds were at times gusting to 90 kilometers an hour. So I was thinking, oh boy, there's some tense moments. Again, they did a wonderful job last night, but sometimes too much information can create a little bit of anxiety. At least it did for me yesterday. All's well that ends well. So it's the first day of summer. Summer arrives at 9:57 a.m. local time. I'm just a little excited. I hope you are too. And I want to know, summer 3 things. What 3 things stand out for you when summer gets here? And I've been spending, because Tasha was the first one to say, what about you, Tyler? What did you know? You know what? This is like buying a car. This is a serious question. I'm going to be judged by my answer, I think, because what 3 things I think... For me, number 1 is just the warmth of summer, the sun of summer. I love the heat, and I just love getting out of bed and knowing I'm not going to freeze to death, and I could go for a walk. I can go outside. I think number 1 is the warmth. Number 2 is family vacation time. Normally, we like to take a family trip, whether it be next door, far away, get on an airplane. It's vacation time. It's a time with family. And for many people, that'll be at the lake, at the cabin, or maybe going camping or something like that. For Paul, he says, cutting the grass, sunburn, and mosquitoes. We've been pretty lucky in the mosquito department, at least in my area. It's been pretty good. Derek, sundresses, okay. Canada Day, barbecues, beach weather. Barbecue, kayaking, and beach, says Miss Vicky. Yeah, I love the beach, too. Ticks, snakes, and poison ivy, Misbehaving. Was this why you're a winter lover, aren't you, Misbehaving? Like, you're kind of like you're the closet winter lover. We won't out you. It's okay. We love you. I think that's probably just your answer. It's like, poison ivy, snakes, and ticks. I just hate it. And see, I just don't see it that. It's just like warmth, family time, and I think it's like I'm torn between beach and barbecue. I guess I'll call it the bees, because that's gotta love the beach and gotta love the barbecue, and that's pretty much it for me. You love the snow. And you know what? I don't mind the snow either. Now's a good time to talk about snow. Good morning, Jackie. Now's a good time to talk about the snow because it just seems so far away from our minds. Although I was looking back at an old news report from the ticker, and we had snow in like late April. So we're still in June. It was literally like 80, 90 days ago we had snow on the ground. It's not that long ago. So, but that was be a good time. Oh, polar bear drinking beer. Yeah, and the barbecue. Bonfire beach camping. Jackie says, yeah, those things are great. You love ticks, snakes, and poison ivy? No, but they don't stand out. I don't worry. I'll be honest with you. I don't see. I got to knock on wood because now I'm going to have ticks and poison ivy all summer. But I can't remember. I don't think I've ever had a poison ivy rash. The only snakes I've ever encountered are garter snakes, and they eat like rodents. So they keep your rodents down, and they never hurt you. I kind of like garter snakes. And ticks only kind of attack the dog, and I worry about that a little bit. But I just keep them out of the tall grass. Banff and Jasper. Oh, those pictures. Hey, Paul? Ooh, some snow. We should pull those up. Yeah, Paul's talking about this. Paul is talking about the snow. And I mean, but it was at a higher elevation. I didn't really want to talk about it just because it was at a higher elevation, and then you get people going, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, there was snow in Jasper in June, but it's still kind of a big deal. I mean, here's some of the pictures of this. This was taken just a couple of days ago. And again, that's at one of the ski resorts. So, Banff and Jasper are at higher elevations. They are going to get some snow. That does happen from time to time. But it's bizarre on the first day of summer to have a picture of snow. But I'm in such a good mood today, this is not going to get me down. It's just not going to happen because it's summertime. And I got Christmas for 90 days. It's just, I love it. So, yeah, that's the snow. Kathleen says nature, thunderstorms, bonfires, and friends and family. Uh-oh, misbehaving's bringing me snakes. Wonder what they taste like. I know that sounds gross, but, I'm always up for a good barbecue. Where's Porky Jr. when you need him? Hey, there's Ryan. Nice to see you, Ryan. It's been a while. So pretty. It is pretty. It is pretty being, 2 days drive away or a good day's drive away. And being at an elevation where we're going to have, what did we see for a temperature today? Are we going to be in the 30s again today? I think so. Ryan says they'd be playing baseball in the middle of July. Oh, that's just great. Yeah, you got to love it. Oh, I'm almost having a hard time keeping up with chat this morning. Boy, we're just giving her. I think everybody's happy about summer. I think you're happy about summer. Let's be honest. It's summertime. Do they have any other pictures? Let me just double check this before I go. And Western Alberta walloped by snow. Oh, here's another good one. But again, this is at a ski resort, so it's a most wonderful time of the year. And there's something attractive about this when it is 35 and the humidity is like plus 50, and you want to be cool. You want to just like have that cool down. If you could just like box this up, I guess that's what air conditioning is. But if you could just spend like 10 minutes here and just like lay in the snow and just cool down. Okay, back. I guess that's what a pool is supposed to be, right? It's just, I can take this in small doses. If our winter was this for like 2 days, okay, and then back to the heat. I'm all right. I can take 2 days. Just not 7 months or 8 months of this. So we will get rid of this and come back to the beach bunker, and we will go to Pelican Cove at the U.S. Virgin Islands for our beach break today. And we will have some fun on the beach this morning as we get the first day of summer underway. And once again, we will say good morning to Stephanie and the crew at Visit Minot offices, getting ready for the North Dakota State Fair and the huge influx of Canadians. Now that Canadians are wrapping up the school year, we're now into the home stretch, just the final few days. And if you're an art seeker, an amateur historian, a science buff, or a nature enthusiast, your path to new experiences is waiting for you at places like the Roosevelt Park Zoo. We love taking our kids to the Roosevelt Park Zoo. And Stephanie reminded me, just because the kids are grown doesn't mean they aren't going to like the zoo. And it's so true. It's such a great, great zoo. One of the best in the Midwestern United States, by the way, and it's so close to us. The Scandinavian Heritage Park, the Dakota Era Territory Museum, the Magic City Discovery Center. It's that brand new hands-on Discovery Center. Kids blowing big bubbles, big soap bubbles, playing with science experiments, playing with sound, playing with color. It's the Magic City Discovery Center, and it's only $10. Not to mention the restaurants and the lodging. So give them a follow. They'll keep you updated, including the happenings of the North Dakota State Fair. Visit minot.org/Tyler Loves Minot for deals and specials. And as the first day of summer arrives and you're thinking to yourself, okay, it's time to get the car looking good for summer. Maybe you're going up to Clear Lake and you're going to be cruising the strip as so many do. And you got a nice set of wheels. And you don't want to have any dents. Don't want to have any scuffs. You want it to be perfect. You want perfection. Well, Fine Auto Finishing is at Auto Fashion, the ultimate car care experience. They serve all of southern Manitoba with a wide range of services to make your vehicle new again. Skilled professionals use the latest techniques and high-quality products for ceramic coating, window tinting, paint correction, and more. MPI accredited and specializing in paintless dent and hail damage repair, help with faded color, grime, scratches, or swirls. Auto Fashion's paint correction will bring back your vehicle's shine and luster. Inside your vehicle, oh, that's just as important. Fine Auto Finishing gives your vehicle a fresh, clean look and feel. Locally family-owned and operated. Check them out on Facebook or Instagram, or visit 255 17th Street North, behind Lee's Buffet. Your vehicle, Auto Fashion's passion. We're going to move things over to Twitch. So, again, thank you so much for the folks that have migrated over to Twitch with us, twitch.tv/Tyler Glenn Show. That's where the bulk of the show is going to happen, and we're going to move things over there in the next couple of minutes. Kathleen is saying, yes, actually, that's true, Kathleen. And they were saying that this was a good news story. I mean, they were shocking the world with those pictures of the snow, but they were very glad, very happy to have the moisture in any form, because it did tamper down the wildfire situation. Didn't completely eradicate it, obviously, but it did help them with the fight. So, snow to the rescue in whatever form you can get it. At least the moisture is helping things out there. So, the stepson of the missing Titanic-bound billionaire went to a Blink-182 show last night. He says that's what Dad would have wanted. But Dad is still around, I hope. We've got an update coming after 7:30. Underwater noises described as banging sounds. This just in the last hour. Underwater noises described as banging sounds detected in the search for the missing Titanic tour submarine. We will have that for you coming up after 7:30. And a little closer to home, on a serious note, there is a service planned for tomorrow night in Dauphin. There is a vigil planned for victims of the fatal Manitoba crash after RCMP publicly released the names on Thursday. Thursday is going to be a very, very difficult day for Manitoba. There is indications that this service will be streamed on the internet, and I will do everything I can to make sure that if that's the case, that we all have access to it. And if you so wish, you can go to Dauphin. It's a 7 o'clock service at the Ukrainian Orthodox Auditorium, otherwise known as the 8th Avenue Hall, and it's located at 304 Whitmore Avenue East. I like that. That's a Manitoba thing, hey? Where are you guys going to meet? We're going to be over at the 8th Avenue Hall. And this is me coming to town. Hello? Hello, 8th Avenue? Where's 8th Avenue? No, it's at 304 Whitmore. That's that, and I'd be like over in the, so just remember that, 304 Whitmore. Planning has begun, and it is going to be a tough day. The premier will likely be there. There's going to be a press conference before before the service, and that is when they're going to announce all the names. And again, it has been just an absolutely devastating number of days for the entire province. And someone I went to school with had a parent on that bus, and I do not know the condition of that person, and respecting privacy and giving people the space they need to deal with these things. But she has certainly been on my mind. There's no doubt about that. And we will find out more. This info will be on my website a little bit later this morning, Cindy, at tylerglenshow.com. I'll have all the information there. And again, tomorrow, I would think that they will release the links. They'll put the links up, and then I'll share that too. I'll be on top of that for you, and I'll make sure. If you're following me on social media, on Facebook or Twitter, I likely will have it on Facebook first, and we will put that information out there for you. And again, at tylerglenshow.com. Okay? Okay, at this time, I want to wish you a happy first day of summer, okay? It's coming up, 9:57 a.m. local time. The countdown is on. We're in the last few minutes of spring. Bring on summer. TikTokers, you have an amazing day. A happy hump day. Get over the hump. And into Thursday, that first cousin of Friday, into our first weekend of summer. And the grads start happening fast and furious. Oh, yeah, wrapping up the school year, getting ready for the beach. Have an awesome day, and TikTokers, will see you again tomorrow, Thursday morning, 7 a.m. Central. Otherwise, come on over to Twitch and join us at twitch.tv/Tyler Glenn Show, okay? Thanks for being here. All right. And for all our other friends, hopefully you have an opportunity to join us for a full show at twitch.tv/Tyler Glenn Show. And if you can't, because things are kind of crazy busy, I understand that. Maybe you're going to be out for a little bit of a walk. You're going to enjoy that beautiful morning. I get that too. Thanks for being here for at least part of the show. We're going to be over at twitch.tv/Tyler Glenn Show for the rest of this morning.